Or is it a handball? Reed strides, steps, strikes, scores! Rippling the rope! Well, Reed waited. Here it is again. Eustachio, the handball. And then Reed. Short steps forward. Hits the net. Orion goes in the...
Thanks again for making it GZ Sports, your boy Jackson Bryan once more on a Sunday evening or afternoon. Sorry for being a bit late. See a new look, so yeah, apologies as per usual. But again, we're here as per usual. But I am here at least. Normally we do shows for 45 minutes, so I'm trying to keep this as short as possible for this episode. Again, thanks guys for all the support. I've seen some of your comments. I really do appreciate it. And we know how we can improve and everything like that. And if you want to reach out directly, you can always reach us at one of our Twitter handles there. Or we do have an email as well. It's this is gzsports22@yahoo.com. Now, a certain person is here, making it just in time. Hope you didn't burn the house down today.
Vamos, vamos. Luckily, I have a house to live in, so yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah,
Good.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, Fry. No problem, man. And we can't really get to Sav right now. There was an accident, but he's fine. No worries about that. There was an accident, so we can't get in touch with him as of yet. However, man, how's it been? I haven't heard from you in a while, as you don't really have a phone to talk.
Yeah, so I've been, cooking and learning how to use fire extinguishers and stuff like that. So, next time I have an accident like that, I'm well prepared. So that's good.
Yeah, it's always good, man. And I mean, should I take the lead right here, or you want to go, or I don't know how
Of
you want.
course, of course. I'll take the lead. So our first topic for today is something that uh, blew me away, to be honest. One of I'm lost for words thinking about this. Jamaica beat Canada in Toronto in their home ground in minus 20-degree weather. What do you want to say about this match? That match was amazing.
Listen, what can I say about the match? Like, as I said, I was at the home leg on the Saturday previously, so that was last week Saturday, and the team didn't look particularly well. I mean, even on Tuesday they didn't look particularly well, but there were moments that made them look like this was a team. Like it was like watching a Brighton team of Chris Hughton back in 2018. It's just defend and then counter when you can, and we actually countered very well. Boza scoring 2 goals, Bobby Reed scoring.
Magnificent from Boza. I would not have bet my life on that. I can't believe it. But continue.
Oh, for real, man. And Bobby Reed scoring a pen that let me be honest, because I've spoken with some friends from Canada. I didn't think it was a penalty. I don't know what the ref saw. I think he was just making it up when he went along. But it did hit a hand. I don't think that's ground son for a pen, but we'll take it. We're through. Unfortunately, Demari Gray got a red, even though we make it to Copa. He's gonna miss the next round for the Nations League. I think it's a semi-final round against America. So that's the only negative. But listen, it's a fantastic result. I think it's the first time we've ever beaten Canada in Canada, or any CONCACAF nation that is at their home ground. Like seriously, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's history, and I did not know we have a prime Casemiro in our midfield, Damian Lowe. It is unbelievable how good this guy is at winning the ball in the middle of the park and making progressive passes. I'm staggered. I can't believe it. The new Conte, yes, Damian Lowe is the new Conte, N'Golo himself, Jamaican N'Golo. It watching Damian Lowe move up when I saw him move into the midfield, I was flabbergasted. I've seen it once before, under long ball topper, but I was like, what's going on? What's going on? You know, but it was a masterclass from the manager. I would not have expected that to be the catalyst to change the game and the performances. I also want to add that it's nice to see Jamaica perform because really and truly we haven't had a player we could depend on, and because Bailey, as you can see, Bailey hasn't been taking his chances, and I believe he will eventually. Just a matter of time before him getting to form. But to have a player in form in the side like Boza, it's really good because he scored in the leg before this one, and he came back and scored a brace. And I was thinking he should have took the penalty because he was on form. So, but yeah, it was brilliant from the Jamaican side. It made all the hardships and struggles I got through worth it. For the first time in a long time, smile after a Jamaica match. All right. So next, KC and St. George's get eliminated. Mona and Heidel final. Clarendon College still unbeaten and in the D'Augusta Cup final against Glenmuir. Schoolboy football is getting crazy. There's definitely some upsets, and I want to hear what you think about the schoolboy football.
Yeah, listen, what I think about schoolboy football this year is what I thought about the baseball season that just ended. I mean, it's a great season, everything, was good, but the finals, no one's gonna watch either of them. I mean, look, for the Costa Cup, I think people are gonna watch it. I mean, it's Lenny Hyde versus Andrew Peart, two former KC and JC coaches, I think, if I had that right. Both got sacked because they didn't win the league. Now they're both in the finals. On the Costa Cup side, Lenny, I mean, if you see Clarendon, they're like the only football team in the Costa Cup that actually plays football. It's staggering. It is staggering. But with the Manning Cup, I mean, look, when I saw the semi-final draw, I'm like, okay, KC, George's final, let's go. Everybody will be there. Stadium is ram-packed. I mean, the commercial side of it is great. And then Mona just ruined the party first, and then Heidel followed suit. I'm like, who the hell's watching this? I mean, look, Craig Butler's doing his job as Mona head coach. He's taking them to their first ever final. I mean, we have to shout out, our former principal, Dr. Small. I mean, he just got the Heidel job as principal. He's already won them girls' champs. Now he's brought the guys into Manning Cup. I mean, bro,
brilliant.
What's up? Why did we not get this luck? Why did we not?
He unlocked the formula. He unlocked the formula. It's crazy, but it's good to see that he has some wins under his belt.
Yeah,
I thought he went into politics. I didn't know he went back into principal stuff.
Yeah, well, he's not really out of politics technically. He's still in politics in certain ways. But Heidel hired him as the new principal for the school, and things have been good so far. You can see his touch. I mean, I saw the chairman speak yesterday, and I was like, that guy is militant. I know Dr. Small spoke to him before this. I can guarantee you.
Yeah, man, that's kind of brilliant. Clarendon College unbeaten. It's good to see. It's good to see. It's great to see, to be honest. And CC is always one of those schools that you can always depend on to show some brilliant runs in the D'Augusta Cup.
Yeah, man, and listen, Clarendon. The thing is, it's hard to watch the D'Augusta Cup early, right? You weren't. I don't think you were here. But me and Sav were speaking about how we could tier the Manning and the Costa Cup into divisions, and I mentioned that the Costa Cup has 78 teams and the Manning Cup only has 42. But during the group stages, it's like Stets, Manchester, they're beating teams 11, 12-0, and it's just not enjoyable because the moment they make it to the knockout stages, they're gone because there's no competition. But Clarendon have just been balling everyone. They don't care who's in front of them. I mean, yesterday was a close call against Gavin Maceo. It went to penalties. I mean, and that's another thing I have to say. I don't want to change the topic, but somebody needs to train these goalkeepers in Jamaica that when someone's body positioning is square, they will only go one way. If he's standing like this directly in front of the ball, he cannot hit it any way whatsoever. Now, if his body's open and he makes a long run up, then you know if he beats you, then that's it. But these keepers are rubbish, man. I mean, absolute shit, man. I can't believe it. But listen, Clarendon, look,
Yeah.
I don't want to put it, but Clarendon, hopefully they're in the Oliver Shield final, best of the DaCosta Cup to face God knows whoever wins the Manning Cup.
Yes. And finally, we're heading to the spicy meatball of our show, the spicy meatball, the Premier League review. Oh my gosh, Manchester United. I did not know that we had Prime Rooney, with number 17 in our side. It was unbelievable, the bicycle kick that Garnacho scored today. And, it's one of those goals where you see them once every 10 years, and it's brilliant to see that Garnacho had a brilliant goal like that. Villa also won against Chelsea. Villa also won, and Chelsea was humiliated in their match. I think Raheem Sterling scored a free kick in that match as well. So it's good to see English players still performing. But I want you to talk about what your takeaway from this Premier League week has been. You can start with Manchester United, of course.
Bro, I mean, yeah, I mean, listen, you talk about Prime Rooney. God damn it, man. I mean, I'm just watching the game. I saw the cross coming. I'm like, oh, that's over. Garnacho, I see him turn into Prime Rooney against Vincent Company. I'm like, fucking hell. Sorry about the language. But god damn it. The man, bro, I've seen tweets saying that's the Puskas award done. I'm like, it's November. The man directly into the top corner as well. So it's not like even if he shinned it, it did just barely go in. He hit it into the top corner. I mean, it was brilliant, and one goal is not just enough. They won the game 3-0. Marcus Rashford scoring again. I mean, like he's gone back to that chick. So maybe that's what happened. We don't. Kobe Mainoo in the midfield, I must say, is a really, really talented youngster.
It's really refreshing to see a youngster play that good in the midfield. Yeah.
Yeah, as an 18-year-old going up against the likes of Doucouré and Idrissa Gana and Jack Harrison, experienced players like that, Tarkowski, and he held his own. I mean, he played a good 70 minutes. And then, Martial scores against Everton once more. He just seems to always do that every single year. But, I think I was worried about this game. I actually was worried about this United game because, as we all know, Goodison Park is not the best place to be. Like, it really is not the best place to be ever. And now that, they were hit with a 10-point deduction. And the fans, they were all on it. That early goal, though, it killed the entire game. And we just kept our form. For once, United looked like a team. I said it. It's the first time United actually beat a team this season because every other win has been by one goal. But yeah, happy to see for them. They're sixth in the league, so hopefully there is a more upward trajectory. But fantastic. Puskas award winner from Aliyah.
Yeah, brilliant. I hope Garnacho decides to keep his head straight and not do anything rash. If his girlfriend decides not to wash up the dishes, just remain calm and stuff like that. Because we know as Manchester United wingers, they usually do some rash stuff, and we don't condone certain actions. So just be calm. I know you're brilliant, baller, but leave the domestic abuse. Yeah. Moving on. Tottenham lost against Villa, right? And that match, I didn't watch the match. I watched the highlights, and Son got a hat trick of offsides. it's actually staggering. I didn't know that you could do that, and majority of the offsides were pretty much toenail level of distances, like 1 centimeter, probably a millimeter and a half, stuff like that. And so it was a very entertaining match, So and I think Bailey had also, he came on, I think, in 70 minutes, and he had a brilliant shot. It didn't go in, but nice to see Bailey getting some minutes in a Villa shirt and getting a shot off.
Yeah, I mean, Leon can get all the minutes he wants. He's still, I still wouldn't regard him as that good a player. I mean, if he can't start against Spurs, who can you start against? You can't start for Jamaica anymore, man. It's Spurs, lad. It's Spurs. I don't care if Ange is in charge. It's Spurs. If you can't start against Spurs, you're not fit to start for your national team. It's as simple as that. But really, I can't stand Son. I can't stand Son. He's the only person in my fantasy team this week that didn't get a goal involvement, and it hurt me because I needed that goal involvement, and he scored a hat trick offside. I mean, I had Pau Torres, he scored. I had Mengi, he scored. I had Haaland, he scored. But Son just decided he's not doing it. I mean, I had Bruno, and he got an assist. Like, he really ruined my fantasy team this week, because I can't believe I needed Son's points because of how the rest of the team was, but he ruined it. But back to real football.
Yeah. Just going back quickly to you to the Bailey thing. Bailey actually came out in an interview and was saying that the fans aren't showing any love, and I just want to say that Bailey is saying you aren't showing him any love, right? So show Bailey some love. He's begging for it.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. He has to earn that. He can't just say he's not getting any love. He has to earn that, right? Damari Gray has...
Well, not him, the team on a whole. But yeah, go ahead.
Listen, bro, he's just talking for himself, right? The team is good. Everybody loves Daniel Johnson. Everybody respects Lembakisa. They respect the role Greg Lee is doing with Amari Bell's absence. Pinnock and Bernard, there's no haters in this country for them. Bailey is the only one because we know what we expect of him. We see how he plays for Villa, and that's what we want to see. We want to see a Bailey that's taking players on in the right moments, who's passing in the right moments, not taking on 3 players when you have a free Bobby Reid on the wing, and then you lose the ball, you're cursing and everything. No, listen, Damari Gray has scored 5 in his first, I think, 9 Jamaica appearances. I don't think Bailey has 5 goals for the country. I might be wrong, but he's played about 3 times as much games. But Damari's done it in a shorter period. Now, no one has a hatred. No one dislikes Damari Gray, right? He's the best player that Jamaica have in the squad talent-wise. He is by far the best player, right? In terms of form, it could not be him. He's got an injury. He had to come off. Well, he sent himself off, basically. And based on form, you could say maybe Blake is the most informed Jamaican footballer right now in the team.
Let's go, Andre Blake. Let's go. Prime keeper. Let's go. Best in the world.
Best in the world, right? I think Luton need to buy him in January, actually. I could see that happening, but I'm not sure. I have to actually dig around and see if that's a possibility, because I don't think him staying in the MLS is a foregone conclusion right now. But yeah, I think he's the most informed Jamaican player. I mean, Bobby Reid is good. He only scores bangers and penalties, right? There's no in between for Bobby Reid. And Johnson, I mean, he plays for Stoke, but you think he plays for freaking Newcastle the way he runs a midfield. He doesn't play. He plays like he's above his own level. And I know
Speedy?
Daniel Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I think
plays
they call
like
him
he's
Speedy. I would say I like Daniel Johnson, but I'm not gonna say anything negative today. Yeah, so yeah, Jamaica. The players are begging for love, so I'm gonna try and not show as much negativity. Moving on, Arsenal could win. Could Arsenal win the Premier League this year? I think it's. I'll let you take it away. I'll let you take it away.
Look, Arsenal have been in this position, last year. We've said, Arsenal could win the league. They could finally end Man City's dominance. Again, top of the league in November, just like last season. This time it's a much smaller gap, though. Um, Listen, the elephant always falls out of the tree somehow. You don't know how he gets there, but he will fall. Um, Arsenal right now is in this I think it's a 3-stage process of a match. The game starts, it's okay, come on, we gotta win this. Then between minutes 15 to about 85, it's oh my god, we can't do anything. And then for the last few minutes, it's oh great, we won. So they're going through the emotions during a game. It's not gonna get much easier. I know they beat Man City earlier in the season. But for some reason, Arsenal always have that game. They have that game that it just ruins their whole season. Last season, it was against Southampton, a 3-3 draw, and then they just never recovered from that one. This season, I'm not sure where that will go. Maybe it will be against Luton Town at Kenilworth Road. Who knows? Maybe Everton will take out their frustration. But Arsenal need to. This is probably their best chance because City could go on and win and win and win. City have Spurs next, so it's Tottenham. So it's not going to be easy for you to continue winning while they are also winning. However, you could watch and see that some of their players are fatigued. Yesterday, Pep didn't use any substitutes at all. Spurs are falling off. Liverpool are there, but are Liverpool going to push Arsenal all the way? I mean, yesterday, Trent scored the equalizer that gave them a point, but I think he set a record for most times dribble pass in one game in Premier League history. I think he was dribble passed about 7 times by Doc.
That's my trend. Brilliant.
He was torn apart yesterday, but it's all overshadowed by a goal.
Jeremy Doku ran him into the ground.
Ran him into the ground. That's putting it very, very, very lightly, right? But yeah, could Arsenal win the league? I'll say the same thing I normally say to Sav. It's November. I don't usually enter these conversations during this time. I usually wait until in December, early January when it's already past the halfway or midway point. Then I can make up that mind. Right now, they do look good. I mean, play-wise, not really. I mean, without Saka, it's kind of a problem. But Kai Havertz is scoring goals. Maybe this could be the thing needed. He's left Chelsea. He's made a wonderful decision in his life. Chelsea can't even stop a midfield with a 17-year-old in there, and they have somebody cost 121 million euros. Can't stop a 17-year-old in the midfield. So I think Arsenal have a good chance. I'll give them until February. To fall out. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I share the same sentiment. I don't want to get my. I just don't think it's too early. It's too early for those questions for me personally. So I want to refrain from answering. Yeah. City versus Liverpool ended in a draw. We spoke about that, but you said Pep didn't make any subs, which was quite interesting, and I do think one of the reasons why Pep is struggling is because the guilt that Everton got a 10-point deduction is really setting on him, and his side having all those things brought up about them and stuff like that. So he feels guilty for not being punished for the financial play stuff. So that's why he's not making any subs. He's trying to make it balanced. Yeah, so that's my stupid point of view. All right. So next we're going to take a quick break, and then we're gonna get back to you.
Yeah, we'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, we'll be right.
Okay, thanks for
Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting for a break and stuff. Yeah. uh, yes, we were just talking about the City and Liverpool match, and it ended in a draw. I think City isn't performing at their best, but City really shows their colors at the business end of the season. So you can't really code City out for not performing at their best in November or December, right? I just want to remind you guys to like and subscribe and stuff. Show love and and yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but if you wouldn't mind, I just wanted to get into a quick segment at the end. It's dirty. Um, yeah. So we were speaking about Kobe Manu, that wonder goal by Garnacho, um, Lewis Miley playing for Newcastle against Chelsea, and it's basically teenage kicks, right? A 19-year-old scoring one of the greatest goals that we will see this season, an 18-year-old bossing a midfield in a hostile territory, a 17-year-old taking Chelsea's $160 million midfield to the shops and back. And we could even go into other leagues, Matthias Stell playing well for Bayern Munich. I think he's 17. Francesco Camadra, who made his debut for Milan yesterday at 15. Bro was born 2008. That's how old we are. A man born
what?
8 is playing right now. Man. That's
Crazy.
how far down we are. And, we already know Lamine Yamal playing for Barcelona, Nico Paz as well for Real Madrid. The question I was posing was, is this, seeing with all the games that are being played now, are we going to see more teams, or let me rephrase it, more squads filled with younger players, seeing as, they've got all the energy, they can run about for 90 minutes and not get tired, and they can do this for about 30, 40 games on end without serious injury?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case, especially for the clubs that have that raw talent they can tap into, like a Manchester United, like a City, the clubs that do really good scouting, like a Brighton that can find young talent. So I think, yeah, and I think it's better for football on a whole because uh, the more the more the players that play more games, they succumb to injuries, and it really does hinder their careers. So having the young players as a backup is really good. I know it gives them quality time on the pitch, performance and stuff like that. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, people it's just football is getting much younger than when we remember. I mean, people used to break through at 18. Now, people are playing at 15. In the USL, I think there was someone who made a debut at 13 years old. So there's a lot of change in the sport. Um, are we going to see this on the regular? I mean, people would say you can't just throw a young player in, they need time to develop. But, Barca have thrown Lamine Yamal in. I mean, Newcastle have to throw Miley in because they don't have anybody else for the midfield. Um, and right now, United are just the same. They have to throw Menu in. Garnacho has to play because they don't really have any more left wingers that are worth it. So it's, oh my God. I mean, I think it's good to see, the younger players, because records are going to be set. I mean, if Camadra scores, I think he's the youngest ever goal scorer in Serie A history. Then somebody might want to break that record. He probably is going to be the youngest goal scorer in world football. But that's just for wait and see purposes. He's still got a lot of time. I think he's got about 20 years left if he treats his body well. But then again, he trained alongside Zlatan. He must treat his body. He must treat his body very well. Um, and just moving from coincidentally a young story to an older story. A 38-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo with a couple of more goals, a couple bangers in the Saudi Pro League. You know, he's already set a record for most goals in first division football history. Now, I didn't even know there were more records to be broken. That's but he set another one. He scored about, I think the stat was 407 goals in the last 8 years. That's since he's turned 30. That is
My gosh,
than Wayne Rooney did in his entire career. Um,
staggering.
it's staggering. The question is, because I posed this to some people before and they were like, no, it could never happen, whatever. But if Cristiano finishes the season with the most goals in Europe or whatever, you know, he already has the most goals in 2023. If he finishes the year and the season as top of those charts, and if Portugal win the Euros, what stops Cristiano from not winning the Ballon d'Or?
Whoa, whoa. To be frank, to be blunt, to be frank and blunt, politics. Politics is going to stop him. If that does happen, it's politics. But he should definitely be be nominated for the Ballon d'Or if that does happen. Do I think it's going to happen? It's a possibility if he does perform in the Euros. But I think even if Cristiano Ronaldo won the World Cup, I don't think he'll be given that Ballon d'Or because he's in the Saudi league, and the Ballon d'Or is there's a type of player and a type of league you have to be performing in to win the Ballon d'Or, as you can see. So politics will step in. I know FIFA and other organizations are corrupt, so corruption and stuff. But the man win like 250 Ballon d'Or, brother. Like just rack up the goals, and don't worry about that. Yeah. So that's my take. That's my take. It's quite interesting though. But Ballon d'Or, there are a lot of players who I thought deserved it and didn't get it, and it really stained my view on the Ballon d'Or. So I don't really like the players keep getting snubbed that I think deserve it. If it's even a nomination, I think they get snubbed. So it's like once he's racking up goals, the Ballon d'Or is nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean and it's really good for him at his age as well. That's you mentioned politics and corruption. I said that's one reason why I think Erling Haaland, no matter how good people say he is, that's one reason why I think he'll never win the Ballon d'Or, because this year was probably the best chance. They gave it to Messi. Now, if England wins the Euros or Bayern Munich or Real Madrid win the Champions League, an Englishman, either Harry Kane or Jude Bellingham, will win the Ballon d'Or. If goes on in the future, if Mbappe does join Real Madrid, as we have seen in the past, the Ballon d'Or is really La Liga positive. So if he does go there, he's French, he's in La Liga, he's probably won the league, they'll give him the Ballon d'Or. And if Vinicius has a season like 20 goals, 20 assists, and wins the Champions League, then they'll probably even give him. Haaland can score as many goals as he wants, but to win the Ballon d'Or in the Premier League, you have to be really special. I mean, we saw what 08 Ronaldo was. Your golden shoe, he won everything. When he was missing, you could see the real issues within the team. We saw it with Michael Owen, really talented youngster. Like, there was no player that took the headlines more than Michael Owen. It's going to be La Liga bias, as per usual. Or it could be someone from Germany. I think it would finally happen, since they robbed Ribery and Lewandowski, and even Muller to some extent. Muller's had a really good career. But, moving to just the last thing we want to really touch on, we should be done in about 10 minutes. Real Madrid, right? They've had a huge injury crisis. Vinicius is out until, I think, the new year. Camavinga the same, Tchouaméni the same. Bellingham had a shoulder injury. He is back. Kepa is
Yes, let's
injured.
go, Jew, the Englishman. Let's go.
Yeah, he did score today in their 3-0 win. And a certain other Brazilian, Rodrigo, scored the other two. Now he has been in electrifying form since he signed that new contract. I think it's 5 goals and 4 assists in his last 3 games for Real Madrid. He has been outstanding, and this is where I like to be a bit controversial. In 1999, a certain Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to sit on the bench at Manchester United for a long while, and the media and everyone used to get in his ear and say, "You need to leave because you're better than the bench." Now, if Kylian Mbappe does sign for Real Madrid, that based on how they play now, that's Rodrigo out of the team. Should Rodrigo, I know he just signed the contract, but should in a year or two Rodrigo be looking at his options, say Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, instead of being on the bench at Real Madrid?
Okay, so I want to answer that comparing it with another team who specializes in that. Pep Pep's team does a lot of those stuff where they get quality players, quality footballers, and have them warm in the bench. You've seen some players decide they're better than that and leave the club, but there are other players who decide they're going to play a part of the team and end up win and not be the star footballer. So I think Rodrigo should definitely leave the club for his own benefit as a player. But if he wants to win more with Real Madrid, and he has win everything there is to win with Real Madrid, so it's like you can leave. You can leave if you're not getting the game time you deserve as a brilliant young footballer. Leave the club and take roots elsewhere. Now you've seen where even we've spoken about Neymar, where he made that choice and decided that he won everything at Barcelona, so he's going to go and try to be the best at of a different club and shine somewhere else. And you see where that didn't really turn out that way. So I would say the footballer, if he's driven, if he wants to win everything, he believes in himself, leave the club. I till this day will always say that Pep needs to let go some of those players. Let go some of those star players, man. Stop make them warm bench. If I see Phil
Name them,
Foden come
name
off the
them,
bench, if I see
name
Phil
them.
Foden come off the bench, if I see Ryan Sterling left the club because it was warm in the bench, the English players are struggling under Pep's regime. I cannot take it anymore. Pep's regime is destroying English football. All the English footballers are struggling. Jeez, leave English footballers, leave. All right, yes, that's my takeaway on that. Yeah, he should leave. Rodrigo should leave for sure. If that comes to if that definitely happens. If Kylian comes and he gets pushed to the bench.
Yeah, and I mean, you brought up a good example with Pep and the English players because Foden's on the bench, Calvin Phillips is on the bench, um, John Stones, he floats between bench and starting position. Rico Lewis, Jack Grealish, just to name a few players. And when once De Bruyne is back, it gets even more congested there. They bought Mateus Nunes for about 50 million, and I haven't seen him, just like Calvin Phillips. Um, but yeah, as I'm saying, if that is the case, if Mbappe joins Real Madrid and Rodrigo, his game time is limited. We've seen him; he's more of a super sub, and nowadays, not this season, he's been starting. There's no Benzema, there's no number 9, so someone has to play. If that game time does get messed, I mean, look, he could love Real Madrid forever and say he's staying no matter what. But if that time does come and PSG say we'll pay you 800 grand a week, give Real Madrid 200 million for you. We want you to lead our team to win the Champions League, which I think they won't ever win, but they'll still try. Then I think you'd have to look at himself at that point. Maybe even the Saudi League comes in for him. And let's be honest, the 1 billion release clause is not fair, scaring anybody from that league. It's not. I mean, they were going to pay Lewandowski's $500 million one. And, that changed. The whole landscape of that changed. So we don't know what will happen. Oh, I do want Rodrigo to stay past next summer or the summer after. I don't want him to get disgruntled or anything. I think he is. I'll tell you a story. He's actually, when he and Vinicius joined Real Madrid, I said he was the better player because Vinicius was always about flair and he didn't know what he was doing. I didn't want him playing for Madrid again. He turned his career around, so I have to respect him for that. But I still think Rodrigo has a higher ceiling than him. I don't know why. I just feel Rodrigo can reach higher heights. I think they play for the same country. I was gonna say Rodrigo wins the World Cup first. But I think Rodrigo will have his breakout season will be much more. What can I say? Like Haaland scored, what was it, 51 goals last season or something like that. I think when Rodrigo hits everything and he's playing consistently in a system that has a number 9 so he can feed off of, I think he'll hit about 60 to 70 goal contributions in a season. And that sounds like a lot. But with the amount of games coming in now for next season and on, I think it will just be the norm at that point.
Yeah. You said something about the Saudi League, and I just want to bring attention to something that's come up. What do you think about the possibility that Newcastle can sign Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, Riyad Mahrez, every baller that went to the Saudi League? What do you think about that? Because they have stated that it is possible. They have made an agreement that the Saudi leagues can sign players between Saudi clubs, and it is quite a staggering possibility. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, listen, in short terms, you can say bankroll is working, but in a longer, drawn out, more boring sense, they can take them on loan, quote unquote. Look, PIF, who own the Saudi league, own Newcastle. So technically, they see nothing wrong with what they're doing. I mean, there are clubs that set up to have that loan deal ban. First it was Ruben Neves joining Newcastle on loan. They've dealt with that. But, if Newcastle are they've gone through in the Champions League and they say, you know what we need? We need a striker who can drag us forward. You really think Ronaldo's not taking that chance to come back, win one last Champions League, go back to Saudi Arabia? That even strengthens the Ballon d'Or talk right there. That strengthens it. I mean, he loves Saudi Arabia, whatever. But if PIF come to him, who owns the league, and say, listen, you're going to play for Newcastle and win them the Champions League, then you're going to come back. I don't think he'll have a problem with that. He's just going to play the knockout stages. And, he's going to be there with Isaac and Callum Wilson. Trippier, can you imagine Trippier swinging those crosses in for Cristiano? My God, no team wants that. No team wants that. So, look, I don't find it fair that they can do this. But then again, City just take players from Girona, from Portugal, from South America because of the City group. So, it's just a bigger network.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I don't think it's fair as well, especially for the clubs that can't take advantage of something like that. It only benefits, the big oil money clubs. So it's something that shouldn't be put in place. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Jackson?
Yeah, just quickly, because I was just scrolling on my phone a while ago.
That's it.
Bonnie Shaw scored a hat-trick for City not too long ago. They beat Tottenham 7-0. It's Tottenham, so yeah.
You cut out real quick. You cut out for a minute.
Yeah, I was saying that Bonnie Shaw scored a hat-trick against Tottenham today. It ended 7-0. And the Reggae Girls do have a game on the 29th. So, wait, that's
why
Wednesday.
Didn't Bonnie Shaw come play for the men's team? What's going on? We need a striker. We need a striker.
I don't think that's legal, bro. I don't think that's legal, bro. I don't think
Sure,
that's legal.
if they deny her, it's discrimination. She's a woman. She should be able to do whatever she wants to do. It's discrimination if they deny her from playing in the men's league. So I think Bonnie Shaw up top. Let's go. Jamaica to the moon. Jamaica to the moon.
Bro. But yeah, that was actually the last I was gonna speak about. I mean, I wonder how the camp is gonna be because Tottenham's goalkeeper is actually our first choice goalkeeper. So I don't know if she and Shaw will be on good terms, Spencer. But we'll find out on Wednesday. Again, guys, thanks for watching again. Continue with you guys' support. We do appreciate it every week. You see, Fry was a bit late, but we found him anyway. We brought him up from the abyss, and he's here. Next week we'll try to do the same with Sam again, so he's not dead or anything. But we will see you guys next week. Again, thanks for watching, and vamos, my friend.
Vamos.